moves into post position number 2. Expect Buck Forbes to try to get out there and set the pace today. That would seem to be his only chance in here, is to get out there and try to steal the race, but not a lot of real speed in here other than Buck Forbes and 49er. Actually, Pat Day with 49er has enough speed where he can probably be anywhere he wants to at any point of the race. 49er moves into post 4, waiting for the outside horse, Risen Star. They're at the post, all in the gate. Buck Forbes acting up just a little bit, and they're off. For the lead from the inside, that is Buck Forbes. On the outside, 49er. Then Fiery Ensign, followed by Stall Wars, and the trailer, Risen Star. They're moving into the first turn. It's Buck Forbes, a half length in front. 49er on the outside is second. A length further back, Fiery Ensign third. Length and a half back to Stall Wars in fourth. Gap of 2, the trailer, Risen Star. They're moving for the backstretch, and Buck Forbes is in front by 3 parts of a length. 49er is second, a length on the rail. Stall Wars moves up third. Fiery Ensign is fourth. The trailer is Risen Star. Continuing down the backstretch, it's Buck Forbes a length in front. 49er and Stall Wars are now right together. It's a length of Fiery Ensign, and Risen Star still trails. As they move for the turn, Buck Forbes leads it by a length. Stall Wars is second ahead. 49er is third by a half length. Fiery Ensign is fourth, and the trailer, Risen Star. They're into the turn. It's Buck Forbes leading by a length and a half. 49er is second ahead. Stall Wars is third ahead. Fiery Ensign is fourth, and the trailer is still Risen Star. They move for the stretch. It's Buck Forbes on the inside. Now 49er moves up. Here comes Risen Star in the center of the track. Down the stretch, it's 49er in front with Risen Star on the outside. They're in the final 16th of a mile. 49er and Risen Star are right together. They go under the wire, a 16th of a mile away from me. I can't call it too close. Between 49er and Risen Star, they finish right together. And as I said, to finish a 16th of a mile away from where I'm calling the race, I can't call it. We're going to have to wait on the result of this photo. The running time for the Lexington, 1 minute, 42 and 4/5 seconds.
All right, Mike, Risen Star and 49er hitting the wire.
The sun has never shone brighter on the Kentucky Derby and the old Kentucky home than it does today. Number 1 is Cephas, his daddy, Caveat, almost won the Derby, was second after a bad trip, went on to win the Belmont. Red in Maryland by Jim Ryan and Robert Kirkham. Number 1A, this is the Woody Stevens entry, 49er. He's got speed. He should be out there in front, even though he is on the outside post. He should be with the leaders. Number 2, Intensive Command, the Nelson Bunker Hunt stable. Another Maryland bred, ridden by Julio Pazua. Hasn't won a stake yet, that horse, but you never know. Here is Lively One. That's Charlie Whittingham and Bill Shoemaker. Charlie does not come to the Derby, and neither does Bill unless they think they've got a shot. They were second to the filly in the San Anita Derby, but by 7.5 lengths. Still they're here. Number 3, this is Risen Star. Won the Louisiana Derby. No Louisiana Derby winner has won the Derby since Black Gold back in the 1920s, and he was the only one to do it. Here is King Post. That's Lady Trainer Diane Carpenter's horse. Won the Jim Beam in the Slop. He was second in the Derby trial by a nose last week. Number 5, a come-from-behind horse. He could be 15, 20 lengths behind at some point and still win. Brian's Time, owned by Jody and Wally Phillips, the daughter and son-in-law of John W. Galbraith. Number 6, Renacus, we said, is from Canada, owned by a self-made man named Steve Stavros, who was an immigrant from Greece. Renacus, winner of the Bluegrass Stakes, is Grade 1 Stakes. Seeking the Gold is, as Al said, definitely, I would say, an overlay at 16 to 1, owned by Ogden Phipps, who is the brother-in-law of the owner of Private Terms. Number 8, Winning Colors. This is the favorite in the Kentucky Derby. Has there been a filly the favorite before? Yes, quite recently. 2 fillies. The entry of Wayne Lucas, the same trainer. Althea was the favorite, and she finished way, way back. Proper Reality won the Arkansas Derby. As Charlie mentioned, his jockey jumped off Brian's Time to get on him. Number 10, Jim Thorpe had won a Derby trial a week ago here, but you can get a big price on him today. Jockey Shane Romero is the cousin of Randy Romero and also the cousin of Eddie Della Houssaye. So it's a relatives race in part today. Number 11, this is the undefeated Private Terms, with Chris Antley making his Derby debut, held at odds of 7-2 right now, trained by Charlie Hadry, the shyest trainer you'll ever find. He's been almost invisible this week. Private Terms, second favorite in the betting at 7-2 to the filly at 3-1. Here's Regal Classic, a Canadian horse who was very highly thought of as a 2-year-old, was sick during the winter. Many people think he won't be ready for it today, but Lafitte Pinkai Jr. picked up that mount last week. He likes to win. Din's Dancer is trained by last year's winning trainer. That is Jack Van Berg, of course, the trainer of Ali Sheba, ridden by the veteran John Lively, member of the betting field. That's what the F means in front of the name. Number 14, Sea Trek, very lightly regarded here by most people, and yet because of local interest, he's a local horse, is just 17-1. Patrick Johnson, the jockey, is also a Kentucky native. And here is Purdue King, the final field horse, owned by Bob Starnes, former captain of the University of Illinois basketball team. Funny, the horse would be named Purdue King. He went to Illinois, but the horse had the name when he bought him, and you can't change the names after they have raced. Ridden by the young Kent Desormeaux. Quickly now, let's go to Lynn Swan.
Thank you, Jim.
49. They're all in line. And they're on. From between horses, Din's Dancer. There goes the Roan filly, Winning Colors, grabbing the lead right from the start. Carrie Stevens sends her to the front, and she responds, taking command by a length on the far outside. Pat Day has 49er in second. Din's Dancer is next at the rail, and seeking the gold fourth. Then a bit of a bobbling between Sea Trek and on the outside, Purdue King. They're in tight quarters as they go to the first turn. Chris Antley looking for a bit of racing luck around the first turn. He's 5 wide with the favorite, Private Terms. Now back to the front end, and it's the filly, Winning Colors, showing the way by 3. 49er content to sit second by a half length. Seeking the gold is third by 1. Then Din's Dancer is fourth by a head. Sea Trek on the outside fifth. Proper Reality, the winner of the Arkansas Derby, is along the inside and moving up steadily. Then comes Purdue King. Then comes Private Terms toward the inside. Regal Classic is next, followed by Jim's Orbit. After that, it's Brian's Time, Pete Post on the far outside, then Risen Star, then Granakis, followed by Intensive Command. Cephas is second last, and the trailer is Lively One with Bill Shoemaker. They go to the far turn, and it's still Winning Colors showing the way after the half in 46-4, and 3/4 went 111-2, and no one has challenged her yet. Along the inside, Proper Reality has gained ground and moved into second. Seeking the Gold is racing third. 49er is fourth. And Private Terms on the outside fifth as they come to the top of the stretch. She's led from the start. Every pole a winning one. And it's Winning Colors showing the way as they straighten away in the lane. Winning Colors doing it just like D-Way Lucas said she would. Taking command and drawing off. Now she's in front by 3. Proper Reality is second. Here comes 49er, 2-year-old champ from last year. Putting in a bid on the outside. And down the stretch they come. Winning Colors in front. Here comes 49er on the outside. Lucas and Stevens. It's a driving finish. Winning Colors by a head. Wire to wire with Gary Stevens in the iron. It was 49er on the outside. Coming from far back at the head of the stretch to narrow the gap and lose it by only a half length. Hogan's all around for the show. But Winning Colors, who defeated the boys in the Santa Anita Derby by...
I think somebody called the filly Big Mama as she moved in the line.
Hey, Dan.
One out behind the gate.
No shot here. No shot. No shot here. I got a door open.
Okay. All set. And they're off. A clean break. And 49er gets to the front by a head, but on the outside, Winning Colors takes up the challenge, and those two are stride for stride. In the middle of the racetrack, Finder's Choice a close-up third, and Regal Classic along the inside fourth with Risen Star past the stands for the first time, and it's 49er with Pat Day aboard, leading the way about 3 paths out from the rail. On the outside, that's Winning Colors in second position, right at his neck. Then comes its Finder's Choice racing third. Risen Star toward the inside in fourth position by 1. Private Terms is fifth by 4. Then comes Regal Classic Brian's time closer up than usual. After that, it's Sorry About That, and the trailer is Cephas, who's some 15 lengths from the leaders down the backstretch. 49er at the rail. Winning Colors on the outside. Those two heads apart. Risen Star stalking the top two in third. 1.5 back. It's Finder's Choice, followed by Stablemate Private Terms. The half in 47 seconds. The top two have had it their own way as they go to the far turn. On the inside, 49er. On the outside, the filly. Winning Colors. Those two stride for stride. Risen Star right there in third. Looking for racing room and now finding it at the rail. Risen Star with a quick burst of speed up to take command. It's Risen Star on the inside, leading it by a head. Winning Colors on the outside second. 49er between them third. Three of them across the track as they move into the final quarter mile. Risen Star has the lead. Winning Colors on the outside tries to close the gap. 49er dropping back, and down the stretch they come. Risen Star with Eddie Delahousie shows the way by a length and a half. On the inside, it's the filly. On the outside, Brian's time is coming on. A 16th of a mile to go. Risen Star away from the rail. Brian's time with Cordero trying to close the gap. Winning Colors third. Risen Star wins the
turn for home and left, no doubt about it.
The time nowhere near the track or stakes record here, but Risen Star, the winner, his owner-trainer started out as a lawyer, then he was a banker.
Yes.
And now here we go.
Here they come. It had been 49er and Winning Colors on the rail. Those two on the outside, and in the black silks along the rail. Risen Star, Eddie Delahousie just shot inside of those two front runners and grabbed the rail and then just goes on from here. This horse was full of run. He had trouble in the Derby. He had some traffic problems. He was closing. He probably could have and should have been closer in the Derby. But look at this now. And now watch Winning Colors. She makes a drop. She drops over to the rail and looks as though she's coming on again. A really game performance by this filly. I mean, she really runs well. But Risen Star is cooking, and here comes Brian's time in the blinkers now. The blinkers have sharpened him up, moved him closer. He splits these two front runners now and winds up catching second money, but Risen Star is gone.
No question about it. Risen Star, an authoritative winner. Eddie Delahousie. Eddie, do you hear me?
Yeah, Jim, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. It looks like you're doing all right, too.
Great, Jim.
Describe the race quickly.
Well, he broke sharp today, and he was laying perfect today. A lot closer than last time. I think he loved this track a little better. But he just drugged me near in the 5/16 pole. He just drugged me to the lead. And when I reached the quarter pole, I said, well, I might as well go on with him. And he really excelled.
Okay, Eddie. Beautiful job. You know, Louis keeps saying he's not a very good trainer, but he must be good enough.
Well, good horses, anybody can.
Colors win today. She'll be the first filly in 83 years to win the Belmont. Let's take a look at the field now in the post-parade. Number 1 is Cephas. Only 2 Maryland breds have ever won the Belmont. The most recent was the sire of Cephas, Caveat, in 1983, and the other one was Cloverbrook, way back in 1877, I believe. The jockey, though, Lafitte Pinkai Jr. and Charlesie, that could be significant. He won 3 of these in a row.
Woody Stevens tends to call upon him at the last minute to deputize for the Belmont, and he was successful 3 times.
The regular jockey has been Eddie Maple, but they switched to Pinkai. Number 2 is Granacus, the Canadian representative, ridden by Jacinto Vasquez, who originally had ridden Risen Star to victory over 49er. Then Delahousie was brought in, and Vasquez jumped over to Granacus, who's been working beautifully here.
And Jacinto Vasquez is a good judge of a horse, and he likes Granacus's chances.
Okay, here is the filly. Of course, lots of sentimental support for her today, and lots of real support. She's actually third choice in the betting because there's been 548,000 bet to win on Brian's time, 537 on Risen Star, and 504 on the filly, but they're all held at 2-1 on the board. There's Gary Stevens, a tight look at the young man who really exploded after the Preakness, has seemed to calm down a bit now. Number 4, here is King Post, long shot in the field, trained by the woman Diane Carpenter. No woman trainer has ever won the Belmont, ridden by Robbie Davis, and not considered a beautiful horse, but a talented one.
Not by any means. He's long and lean and rangy, but he's got a race over the track, and he's worked well here. He wants the distance.
He is a gelding. Only one gelding has ever won the Belmont, and that was Creme Fraiche just a couple of years ago. Eddie Delahousie on Risen Star now, number 5 at 2-1. Winner of consecutive Kentucky Derbies, winner this year on this horse. of the Preakness Stakes at Pimlico in Baltimore. And the favorite, a surprising favorite, Brian's Time, this son of Roberto, out of a Graustark mare ridden by Angel Cordero Jr., owned by Jody and Wally Phillips, the daughter and son-in-law of John W. Galbraith, and trained by John the Ball. That can take the edge off a horse, can cost him the race.
Well, Bill Bolin was reminiscing the other day in the track kitchen. He rode Middle Ground to victory in the Belmont Stakes. He said Max Hirsch blew him out the day before the race in 33, then came back the next morning and blew him out another race.
I take it you don't subscribe to that theory, then?
Well, this is a big, strong horse who really is sharp in his gallops, and he has...
Eddie Delahoussaye. They're all in line. And they're on. And Winning Colors quickly takes command. Risen Star on the outside into the second spot, and between horses, King Post is up close early in third. Then it's a gap of about 3. Brian's Time is fourth on the outside. Granacus is racing fifth, and Cephas is the trailer as the sextet rounds the first turn. It's Winning Colors in command by a length and 3/4. Risen Star in pursuit from the second spot. And Robbie Davis has King Post right there third. Then it's a gap of about 6. With Brian's Time on the outside fourth. Granacus is at the rail and about 8 lengths farther back to Cephas. From Winning Colors to Cephas, about 25 lengths. Moving to the backstretch. Winning Colors now has an easy lead after the first quarter in 23-2, and coming to the half-mile mark, and that's in 47-1. So Winning Colors in front by about 4 lengths, probably not as slow as Gary Stevens would like it to be, but Winning Colors has the lead by 3, and Risen Star is right there by the same margin and now cutting the gap to about a length and a half. Here comes Risen Star. Delahoussaye asked the son of Secretariat for speed and gets it. Only a half length separate the Kentucky Derby and Preakness winner as they move down the backstretch. 3/4 in 1:11.4. The pace is quickening. Now it's Winning Colors in front 3/4 of a length. Risen Star on the outside is second by 4. King Post is third. Brian's Time fourth on the outside ahead. Granacus is fifth, and it's another 15 lengths back to the trailer, Cephas, as they round the far turn. Now heads apart. Risen Star on the outside. The Preakness winner takes command from the Derby winner. Winning Colors along the inside, drops back second by 2.5. King Post a close-up third. That's the longest shot on the board, and he's within striking distance. 3.5 back, Brian's Time. They move to the top of the stretch, and Risen Star has the lead by 3. The filly is dropping back as King Post makes his move on the outside. They're approaching the quarter pole, and Risen Star has the lead by 4. Eddie Delahoussaye aboard. King Post is in the runner-up spot at this point. Brian's Time at the rail is racing third. Winning Colors back to fourth. Then Cephas and Granacus. But past the 8th pole, Risen Star drawing away. He looks like his daddy at this point. Risen Star in front, and down the stretch they come. Risen Star drawing off. He's in front by 15, by 18. Risen Star takes the Belmont just like his. And the filly Winning Colors finishes third. They're jubilant at Belmont, I'm sure in New Orleans. The final time on the board, 2 minutes 26 and 2/5 seconds.
And that, Dave, is the second fastest Belmont in history, second only to the great Secretariat. The unofficial winner, Risen Star. Second, the long shot, King Post. And third, Brian's Time. An electric